Is China stealing U.S. intellectual property or outsmarting the fantastic old USA? This is the questions of U.S. citizens. Is China stealing U.S. intellectual property or taking advantage of the USA's democratic system free market? This is a significant concern for the U.S. government, businesses, and their citizens, with substantial evidence suggesting that it is occurring. Here's why it's a prominent issue. China's government leverages its legal and regulatory system to pressure companies into transferring technology or to directly steal IP. Examples of alleged IP theft include DuPont, which accused a Chinese partner of infringing its IP and faced antitrust investigations in China during arbitration. Micron, technology theft by a competitor working with a foundry that contracted for Micron, followed by a patent infringement suit against Micron in China. Tesla, allegations of a former engineer stealing self-driving technology and taking it to a Chinese competitor. The cost to the U.S. economy is high, with estimates ranging from $225 billion to $600 billion annually. China's actions are aimed at gaining an economic advantage by exploiting intellectual property and enabling Chinese firms to profit from the stolen intellectual property. The theft extends beyond large corporations to smaller businesses and startup firms. This behavior is observed in various fields, including technology, manufacturing, agriculture, aviation, biotechnology, healthcare, robotics, and academic research. In summary, while China stealing is not a recognized term, the issue of China stealing U.S. intellectual property is a significant problem with economic and national security implications. The FBI has investigated and reported on these activities.
After doing more and more research, I'm finding out that China, they're buying massive amounts of land in the United States of America. Is it to benefit the United States of America to collect information by buying land, by military bases, and to recruit people? You let me know in the comments, and I'm going to show you some evidence that I have found by doing research.
You've heard about the Chinese buying American farmland and sites near American military bases. Now a Chinese businessman is trying to buy part of America's water supply and overpaying by multiples. It's true, and it's happening in Nashua, New Hampshire. This is just another in line of many bad acts by the Chinese government, threatening to invade Taiwan, the COVID cover-up, aggressively spying, a massive military buildup paid for by American taxpayers, sending a spy balloon over the U.S. mainland, stealing American military technology. NewsNation's senior national correspondent Brian Enton is investigating in New Hampshire.
Nashua, New Hampshire, once a hub for textile manufacturing, now a possible hub for the Chinese.
And you have the airport here, you have our water supply that they're looking to capture.
Communist China owning a building like this.
The latest Chinese concern is what's going here. China's largest beverage company, called Nung Fu, bought this industrial site next to the Penachuk water system where the area's drinking water comes from. Nung Fu would use the local water for their beverage plant.
Being tied into our Penachuk water system and taking millions of gallons a day of drinking water from the citizens of Nashua is very concerning.
What locals find most suspicious is what Nung Fu paid for the site. $67 million, more than 4 times the assessed value of just $15 million.
Were there any public meetings or was there any sort of outreach? Did anyone know what was happening?
No, not at all. This seems to be kind of like the color of this building. This was done very stealthy.
So this is the massive site that Nung Fu bought. The building is pretty much abandoned. We can't fly the drone because it's so close to the airport, but I'm going to drive around the building to show you just how big it is.
It's 337,000 square feet, sitting on 23 acres of land. And it's very close to the Nashua airport, several defense contractors, and an FAA control center.
I had no idea, so I did some research both in English and Mandarin Chinese, which is my first language, and I was just shocked.
Lily Tang Williams fled Chinese communism and is now running for Congress in New Hampshire.
If you were
Did you just hear that China's buying land, so they can collect information and trying to do it in a soft way? And not only are they being repressive to Taiwan, they're being oppressive to individuals that want to practice Islam in China. Very restrictive. And you don't go nowhere because you know what? I have some other things I need to say about China, but we're going to continue the video.
To expand into Western countries like the United States.
The expansion in Nashua, New Hampshire goes beyond just Nongfu.
Something else strange, just a couple of miles from where we were, where the Chinese company purchased that building, is this abandoned college, Daniel Webster College. It's a 50-acre site, and it was also purchased by a Chinese investor about 7 years ago for $14 million. Much of the campus remains totally abandoned.
The mayor of Nashua tells me that Chinese investor bought the college campus for double what it was worth. And now Nongfu has come to town, paying 4 times the appraised value. He isn't against the project, but admits it's strange.
If the land was valued at like $15 million and they paid $67 million, I guess I'm still trying.
It's very weird. Why they would do that, I have no idea.
I mean, have you heard anything?
No. It's very puzzling as to why that would happen.
And so, Leland, the mayor says he doesn't have any national security concerns. He says the city will not sell the actual water company, but everyone here is wondering why that Chinese company would pay 4 times the assessed value, why the area near the watershed, and then also the college campus. Leland?
Great reporting, Brian. It's worth pointing out in so many of these cases, the Chinese go to great lengths to disguise exactly who's buying it and why. So when people don't want you to know what they're doing, we send Brian Enton out there. Great work, my friend. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Intellectual property is a significant problem with economic and national security implications. The FBI has investigated and reported on these activities.
Greetings. Subscribe to our social media platforms. Talk about the news and social media content. We need your help to grow as a platform. Thank you.